Welcome to this edition of Real Estate Update. I'm Allie McNair along with James Wedgeworth. Great to see you.
Great to be here.
Happy fall and upcoming winter.
Oh, we had a great last couple of programs were really good. I've got a lot of comments, especially on the program where we talked about changes in real estate and how it's changed.
Yeah, it has changed.
It's a great program.
And you have seen it, I'm sure, because you've been doing this for a while.
38 years, who's counting?
Well, you are, I guess. I want to ask you something. People who are selling homes, sometimes you hear from friends, et cetera, that they're not selling them for the price they want. They're selling them for less. Now, we're going to talk about what they can do about it, but what about as a realtor or someone in real estate? What can you all do to change that or bring in different buyers?
Okay, that's a great question. In fact, we've been doing a study at my office recently on what we can do to improve prices, raise prices. Now, from a selfish perspective, we're on commission, so the more the property sells for, the more we make. But we also feel it's a service to our sellers to try to help them get more. As far as there's things they can do, most of the time they don't want to do those things, but there are things they can do. We'll talk about that in a second. But let's talk about specifically what the real estate industry could do. That's a great question. What I think we've got to concentrate on is bringing more buyers in. See, okay, we get in a situation where sometimes your buyers are already here. Obviously, somebody's got a $500,000 house that's up by $1 million house, so they're already here, and that helps. But I think what we really need the most, Allie, is a concentrated effort to bring more buyers in. Now, the way we do it is we're fairly aggressive in our international marketing and our out-of-state marketing, our internet marketing. We're like on 200 websites and things like that. But what we've got to do is we've got to get the whole real estate community committed to bringing in new buyers, bringing in buyers. Because we're in a situation now where we got 30 houses in a community and we only got 5 buyers. We need to get in a situation where we got 30 houses and 30 buyers. We don't need necessarily any more houses to sell, we just need more buyers. We're short on buyers right now.
Okay, so you say there are things you do via the internet or exposure, or I mean, we've talked about the RBC Heritage being one of the best tools around, but we've had that for a while, so you're talking about different things that real estate folks need to do.
Yeah, I think we need to be more aggressive in bringing buyers in. Obviously, the events that we have, like the RBC Heritage is a big deal. The car show this weekend is a great deal to bring people in. We need to expose people to Hilton. Now, we've got a great product. I think you and I'll agree that we got a great product. It's a beautiful place to live. But we need to get more people to come here. And we found that people that come here will buy here.
Right.
But
even on vacation, they'll come back and buy years later sometimes. They
do.
Right?
Most of the people, your neighbors, if I went down your street, the main street there, I could point out people that came here on vacation 20 years ago. There's a process. They come here on vacation 2 or 3 years and they buy a condominium, a villa. And they own that 4 or 5 years. And then they say, we'd rather have a home. And then they buy a house like on your street. But we got to keep filling qualified people. It's what we call fill the pipeline.
Sure.
We got to start stuffing them in on this end where they fall out at that end. And we have to be more aggressive in our marketing. We've got to reach out to qualified buyers. And the Realtors are working on some things.
I was going to say, are there efforts or people looking at doing this as, one entity or the real estate people here on Hilton Head and saying, what can we all do together?
We need to do a better job of that. There are certain agencies and agents that are fairly aggressive in trying to bring in buyers. A lot of them really don't think that way, and we all need to think that way. We've got to do a better job of convincing agents that work with us that now they have to be more aggressive in promoting.
This is interesting, though. I jotted this down. When you said people will come and get a condo, then maybe upgrade to a home or a $500,000 home, and then say, I want something closer to the beach for $1 million. We also have the downsizing effect, though, where people come here and they have grandchildren, the whole family comes, and it's a big house, and then all of a sudden they say, oh, too big.
We sell them going up, we sell them going down.
You do, don't you? What are you seeing more of now? I'm just curious. Are you seeing more? I mean, I'm 62, I'll tell you. No, but I don't care. But I mean, are you seeing more people downsizing that actually already have homes here, or are
There's some of that going on, but I think there are more people upgrading than are downgrading, is what I think, what I see on a daily basis.
And I'll give you an example. Where I live in Long Cove, we're seeing more families move in, where that wasn't maybe the case 10 years ago. So that's
Well, you go
changing.
through cycles.
Yeah, you do. I guess. Well, you probably have seen those. So, all right. So that's what you can do. We've talked about this before, but it's never probably a bad idea to go over it. How about the seller?
Okay. Here's what people don't realize in selling their house, and I've got to do a better job of convincing people of this. But when you go to sell your house, you think your house is great. Everybody does. Okay.
I don't know if I do, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I like my house. Don't get me wrong.
But the house needs to be in the best possible condition, and most of them aren't. And most of the time when I meet people, I say, well, we got a few things I'd recommend you do. They say, well, just sell it without doing that. I said, well, I would like to, but it may be harder to sell, and you may get less money for it. Yeah. But most people don't update their house. The people who update the house usually don't want to sell their house.
Yeah, sure.
So most people call me to sell the house. When I said, well, we should do this, they said, well, if we were going to stay, we would. I said, well, you're going to stay.
For a long
time. Yeah.
Here's an example that I can even think of, a woman that I know that said, oh my God, I had to update all 3 of my bathrooms, but that house had been on the market for a long time. I just found out it sold.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of thing, right? You always say bathrooms, and where else?
Kitchens.
Okay.
Well, actually, kitchens first, bathrooms second. Okay. Because people always ask me, say, what do I need to do? If I was going to do something, what would I do? And I said, well, the first thing you can do is the kitchen has to be updated. Well, it doesn't have to be, but if you want top dollar, it has to be. You ask the question.
Sure.
Your people's friends are selling a house for less money than they should be selling the house for. So what can they do to improve? Well, update kitchens, new appliances.
What would be an example, though? You don't want, I mean, you need great countertops,
okay.
Or do you need double sinks? I mean, do a lot of people have those now? Do you need double
farm
ovens?
sinks. People love those. Okay.
Farmer sinks?
Farm
Yeah,
sinks. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I would say in the kitchen. The first thing I would do is I'd update the appliances, because most people.
That looks terrible, right?
Yeah.
If you go in and they're like
old
ancient.
appliance.
Yeah.
So update appliances. A lot of people have already updated their countertops to granite quartz or something like that. I put a backsplash in, and then I'd either paint the cabinets. Most of the time you don't have to replace the cabinets, but you should probably paint the cabinets. So if the kitchen looks good, then people get excited.
Is there any particular color? I mean, what are you saying? If they're like an ugly color wood or something, paint them white, or what do you? I mean, I'm sure there are people that can come in, or you can figure it out.
Yeah, well, we have
people.
We have people that do that.
Yeah. Okay.
My wife says that there's a difference between bad taste and good taste, and some people have no taste. So I'm probably not the best one. I
wouldn't be advising either.
Yeah,
so there we go.
I'm not the best one to advise on that, but I've been around enough that I can usually look at it and say, okay, you need to do this,
right.
this, and this. Another thing you can do is replace carpet. Most people's carpet's worn.
There's nothing worse, is there, if it's kind of dirty or worn out? And no shag carpet yet? Is that back in?
That is not back in. I hear that, but I'm not seeing any.
Okay.
And then paint, a fresh coat of paint. Now, the problem is people don't want to spend the money, but I promise you'll get that money back. You'll get more money for your house.
Well, then you can, you get the complaints from people who say it's worth more, I want to sell it for more, but if you're not updated.
So we need a concerted effort. The realtors need to do a better job of promoting.
Sure.
The sellers need to do a better job of preparing the house to get top dollar. That's how, as a community, we work to get values up. And trust me, I work on this every day. My job is to do everything I can to get more buyers in where we can get the supply and demand lined up better.
Sure. We're going to take a break in a minute or so, but I just want to start asking you about this. We have a lot of communities where we have newer homes, or older ones have been torn down and new ones put up, and they're sitting next to older homes. I want to know from you, and we'll talk about it more in depth, how much does that hurt the person with a 10-year-old or 5-year-old home that decides they've got to sell or they're selling when they're sitting next to a home that really is old?
Okay. There's a theory: the newer the house, the more it sells for per square foot.
Okay. Have you seen that to be the case?
That's very, very true.
Okay.
Because I'll have people all the time. I'll meet them and they'll say, "What's my house worth?" I say, "Your house is worth $700." They go, "No, he just sold his house for $850." I said, "You're a 30-year-old house. He's a 10-year-old house." 10-year houses is going to sell for more than 30-year-old houses. That's just
The way it is.
the way it is, because they're updated, the floor plans are better, and people like the newer houses. So the older houses, you either got to update them or sell them at a discount.
Right.
But that's one of the things that's hurt our market, is a lot of the homes on Hill Net are older. If you look at our Bluffton market, Allie, a lot of the houses out there have been selling, but they're all new houses.
Yeah, they are newer construction.
They're newer construction, and people like new houses.
Well, it was interesting. We were taking the ferry back from Tefusky, and we came in via Harbor Town, but then, I don't know, the way where we could see some homes on the water there. And beautiful new homes sitting next to the older homes that didn't, at the time, they didn't have requirements to have them raised up, so they're smack dab on the ground, and, older facade and looking kind of, and I'm wondering, does that hurt everybody or not?
No, it probably didn't hurt everybody, just hurts the older home.
Okay.
Actually, you were coming in at Calabogie Cay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been here 10 years, but thank you. My geography is scary. Never let me use a map to get you anywhere.
Okay.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we have much more coming up with James Wedgeworth, so stay right there.